welcome to Two's Company. My guest today started dancing at a young age and enjoyed performing in theatre shows for most of her childhood. She then went on to train as a dance teacher and opened her own dance school in Manchester. She now lives on Campersol, and many of you will have seen her perform on stage with her Shirley Bassey tribute act. Keeping me company today is Carolyn May. Hi Carolyn, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now, you're normally sat on this side of the studio, so it's all changed.
Well, I've taken a little step back.
Okay.
I say semi-retiring, but I am more or less retiring next year. So I am going to be doing the show of the month, which we'll talk about in a little while.
Yeah.
But I am going to do that at the end of the month, but I'm only taking one other job a month, and that is it. So I'm taking a real step back in singing next year. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that is one of the reasons why I've taken a step back from this as well. My husband and I want to go out and travel and see Spain and do the things that we haven't done because we've both been too busy working.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll enjoy your step back and retirement. So,
absolutely, yeah.
But let's start at the beginning from when you first started dancing. A very young age, I believe.
2.5. My mum sent me to dance school.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
And I can remember the Linda Rudd School of Dance it was.
Right.
It was a place called Duckingfield in Manchester. And I used to go once a week. And then when I got a bit older, I went twice a week, and then I got a bit older again, and it was 3 times a week. And then when I became a teenager, because they put you through your examinations as well.
Yes.
So I did my examinations through a company called the NATD, which is a big dance organisation in the UK.
What dancing? Which?
So
was it tap? Okay.
Tap, ballet, modern, and musical theatre.
Okay.
Mainly when I was younger.
Right.
And when I was older, then I did other things. So I did drama, I did singing, so it just expanded the whole thing. So I learnt to be an all-round performer before I actually started singing.
Right, okay.
And of course, the dance schools always put on their own shows, which were always in theatre. So and I learnt an awful lot of things about theatre, about performing. We was always taught that from a very, very young age that it doesn't matter how you're feeling, you go on that stage, you know, whether you're hurting, whether whatever, you go on that stage, you put that smile on your face and you perform. Yeah. And that is something that has stood, you know, with me for the whole of my time performing. I've been on stage when I've had bereavements in the family, when I've literally been ill. Yeah. And most entertainers, professional entertainers out there will tell you the same sort of stories. Yeah. You know, and that's what it's about. Going out there, turning that smile on and performing.
Putting on a show.
So I danced for many, many years in theatre shows.
What shows did you do?
Well, it was mainly, first of all, the dance school shows. Okay. And then my dance teacher started asking me whether I wanted to help with the little ones on Saturday mornings. So I used to go in and help. So I got to do my teacher training through the association that she belonged to. Okay. So she put me through my first qualification. Right. Then she sold her school. But her second in command at that school, Susan Everton, she opened up her own school, which incorporated all the people from Linda's school. Right. And I then went on to teach for Susan for many years. And then I got divorced. I moved areas. Mm-hmm. My daughter was 6 at the time, and I couldn't find any dance schools locally for her. Oh. So I thought, right, I shall open my own.
Brilliant. Good move.
So I opened up my own dance and theatre school, and I run that for just over 25 years. Wow. Before I come here.
And that encompassed all of the tap, the ballet, the modern, everything.
I started off, first of all, in a church hall doing drama and musical theatre on a Tuesday. Right. Then it went to stage and adult tap on a Wednesday, tap, ballet and modern on a Saturday morning for little tiny tots. Yeah. And then there was a building that was quite close to where I used to live, and the whole time that I was there, the shutters were always down. And this one day I'd nipped to the shop and I saw it, the shutters were up, and there was this massive, great big room in there. So I knocked on the door and they were clearing it all out, and I said, "You're not preparing this by any chance to rent it out, are you?" So they said, yeah. So I opened up my dance school in there. Perfect. Just had the downstairs. We converted it all into a dance studio with all the ballet bars, etc. Yeah. And after probably about 2 or 3 years, they were also letting the upstairs of the building, so we opened up another studio upstairs. So my dance school just went from strength to strength.
Brilliant.
At one point, we had about 200 children.
Wow, good accomplishment.
Yeah.
And were you still on stage performing yourself during this time that you had your dance school?
I started singing professionally when I was 30.
Right.
And I'd had my children. My youngest child was only a baby then, but my cousin, she was already on the club circuit, and she'd heard me singing. She knew I could sing, and she said to me, "How do you fancy being a duo?" And I was like frightened to death. Put me on a theatre show, put me in a chorus dancing, absolutely perfect. But singing, I was like frightened to death. So we did an awful lot of rehearsals.
Yeah.
I'm very, very good at naturally harmonising, so I can pick a harmony out like that. So we worked on a lot of the close harmony work. Yeah, nice. And that was what we was well known for when we first started off. So
what was the name of your
It was called the Carlin Duo. Because I was the Carol. Yeah. Because my real name's Carol. Caroline's my stage name. Okay, yeah. So the Car at the beginning, and then Lynn for Linda, Lynn. Right. So, and that is why when we split up, I became Carolyn. Carolyn, you maintained the May is my mum's name. Right. Lovely. So that's why I became Carolyn May.
So you had your dance school. You were also singing.
I was.
And then what changed? Because you're now here in Spain.
Yeah. So I did 25 years at the dance school. We had some fantastic experiences with the kids. We used to take them down to London. There was a company. I'll just tell you this before I tell you how it changed. We used to take them down to go and dance on some of the biggest theatres in London. There was a company that used to give your children experience of going dancing on a West End theatre stage. Oh, wow. Absolutely amazing for them, for the parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so yeah, we'd done all that, and then I came to the end of my second marriage. Yes. I'm not going to go into the details.
No,
but
probably
yeah, no. I'm still very, very good friends with my ex-husband. Very, very good friends. It just didn't work. Yep. And I was on my own for a while, and then I met my husband, Mike. I met him online. And at that particular time, my dance school was going downhill at that time, only because there was an awful lot of dance schools opening up in the local area.
Lots of competition.
Yeah, lots of competition at cut prices.
Right. Okay.
However, they weren't as qualified as what I was. They weren't putting the children through exams like I was.
But sometimes people want the shortcut, don't they?
Exactly. Some people just wanted their children to go and do
have
something.
The experience of dancing rather than actually qualifying. And,
and I got to the point where the dance school just wasn't working for me. Yep. Mike and I were like, we was 12 months into our relationship. I just moved in with him. Our lives were like, we were just like passing ships in the night. He was a builder. He was up at 6 in the morning, not home till 6 at night. Yeah. I was going down to the dance school at 3:30 in the afternoon, not getting in till 10:30 at night. Yeah. The only time we saw one another was when he came out with me when I was singing at the weekend, but then I was working. Yeah. So our social time was in the car.
Not good for a new relationship.
No. So he said to me this one day, how do you feel about if I buy a camper van and you take 12 months out of your diary and we can go away, we can travel Europe and get to know one another? Yeah. So I thought, thinking it'd never come off. Yeah. And then one day he sent me a photograph and it was like of this massive RV, like an American RV, and I was like, we're going. So then I ended up wrapping the dance school up there.
Yep. It was time.
We both had transferable skills. We had talked about possibly if we travelled and we found somewhere that we liked, then we would possibly live abroad. Okay. But it was only a possibility at the time. Yeah. And we did 10 months travelling. We went to the Hook of Holland. We went, Amsterdam. we went into Germany, we went to Luxembourg, we went into France, over the Pyrenees, and then we spent about 2 months travelling all the way from the top end of Spain all the way down to Malaga, where I had some work lined up singing in the October. So we ended up doing 10 months in total travelling.
Right.
What a fantastic time it was. Yeah. And we truly got to know one another.
Well, it's a small place in a camper van. You have to get on quite well, don't you, if you're going to spend 10 months.
We didn't at the beginning because I couldn't relax, because I was so busy I didn't know how to relax.
Yeah.
And he used to say to me things like, for God's sake, Carol, you know, how many times do you have to clean the camper van today, you know, because I just couldn't sit down.
Yeah.
But I learned how to relax. We had a fantastic time. Went to Malaga, and then we started looking at properties.
Right.
We was originally going to go to Torrevieja. We started looking at the prices of houses, and Campersol kept popping up.
Okay.
And we thought, all right, okay.
Go and have a look.
We wanted to live really in the country, not remote, but more out in the country rather than on an urbanisation.
Right.
But the prices were enticing.
Right.
So we bought on here.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
That was in 2017.
Right.
So we've had a good amount of years, but we left Campersol 3 years ago. We now live in Los Canovas.
Oh, okay.
Which is just on one of the back roads up towards the airport, going up there, Fuentealimo.
Oh, right, yes.
So, yeah, and we love it there. We're just on the very back row of the village where our garage opens up, and we've got some fantastic land at the back.
Brilliant.
So
we have animals?
Yes, we have a German Shepherd.
Oh, nice.
He's nuts. he's good nuts, so yeah.
Good
so
nuts.
it's brilliant, yeah.
Good.
It's good for him.
So going back to, you said you you had a gig in Malaga.
Yes.
So how did you get back into the singing over here, and why did you choose to get back into singing when you were here?
Well, I knew I was going to do that. I brought my equipment with me anyway.
Right, okay.
But it was through an agent that I knew down in Malaga, so I did some work down there. And then when we came here, what I'd done before we left the UK, Mike had asked me. My career was probably at its top point before I left the UK. But the tributes were all beginning to come in. Right. There was an awful lot of tribute work. Okay. And he said to me, why are you not doing, you know, one of the tributes? And I said, well, the thing is with a tribute, it's got to be age appropriate. You've got to be able to sing like them, sort of look like them. Right. You know, dress like them, act like them. And he said, who could you be? So we sat down and we had a talk, and he said, what about Shirley Bassey? He said, you sort of have got the features, you've got the dark hair, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Let's start having a look at the Shirley Bassey stuff. So we did.
So you didn't have any songs on your repertoire at the point?
I did. I already had about 4 songs that I did of Shirley Bassey's.
Okay. So.
And he said to me, you know, you've got a cracking belting voice, so I can belt out the big ballads and things like that. So he said, how do you feel about, you know, having a go at Shirley Bassey? So we really studied it for about 12 months. We chose songs between us, and I tried songs out, and he's going, no, that's not the right one. Yes, that's the right one. So we did it between us. Yeah. He was the person at the back going, yes, that's what we need to do. Yeah,
that sounds good. Yeah.
And he's always been there. He's always been so supportive of my career in every way, shape or form. Brilliant. And he's been the one that sort of like pushed me to do the Shirley Bassey. Okay. And we got there, we bought the costume, we did, you know, the wigs and everything. I was practising at home, I was practising some of the little nuances that she has and the eyes that she does and all this sort of thing and whatever. And he'd say, yeah, that's it, do that, you know. So when we came to Campersol, he said to me, I want you to do nothing else but Shirley Bassey. Get everybody to know who you are as Shirley Bassey before you start offering out any of your other shows. So I did 12 months where I did nothing but Shirley Bassey. Okay. And that's what I became known for here.
And that's obviously gone down very well.
Yeah. And then I started getting bookings out the area. So I go down to, I used to go down to Almeria, back to Malaga, up to Torrevieja, further up the coast, you know. So all over the place. I'll travel wherever the work is. Right. If the money's right.
Of course. Can be choosy now.
Yeah.
So do you still only do the Shirley Bassey, or do you do lots of different shows now?
I do, yes.
So, but this is why you're cutting back, because it's...
Well, I'm doing so much, and the thing is, we came here to semi-retire anyway, and it's just gone from there to there.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I was doing the Shirley Bassey. I do a musical show. I do a soul and Motown show. I do, obviously, the Shirley Bassey. I do the cabaret show, which is a bit of everything.
Right.
So I'm doing 5 shows. And when I first got here, I was literally working 5-6 days a week.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
Did it strain your voice at all?
No, I'm quite fortunate that I've got a very strong voice.
Okay,
so don't get me wrong. There were times when my voice got tired.
Yes.
You know, but I've had a lot of vocal training in my, so I know how to use my voice properly without straining my voice. And so yeah, what I did was, after a while, I started cutting back. Where I was doing on average about 3 a week.
Okay.
Obviously, during the summer, sometimes it gets a lot busier than that.
Yeah.
You know, but then winter, I might only have 2 or 1 a week, so it didn't really matter. But last year, I was supposed to be cutting back, and I said I'd only take 2 a month, and I ended up working flat out again. So next year, I've made now a positive decision that other than the show of the month that I put on at the end of the month, and that's usually a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm only going to do 1 job a month after that.
1 a month?
Yes.
So what have you got coming up in the next couple of months then?
So the show of the month that we do, I always bring artists in from the UK or from other European countries.
Right.
They're always top quality entertainers, people that know the craft, that have worked in the industry for a long time and are quality entertainers. So we bring them over, we pay for the flights, we give them their accommodation, and they go out and they do 3 nights' work. Right. So when we do the shows, I go with them, so we set all the gears up, and I usually compare the shows. I do half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how long their show is, to open up and to warm the audience up. Okay. Normally the audience don't need warming up. No, we have a fantastic group of people that come to our shows, right? And they love the entertainment that we do. They know that they're going to get top quality artists every time. Yeah. So in January we've got Michael Bublé.
Wow. Yeah. Fantastic.
In February we have got Meatloaf.
Okay.
And in March we have got Bruno Mars.
Brilliant.
And more or less the whole of the year is already booked up.
Right. And how can people find out about when these shows are? Where
they're always on my Facebook page.
On your Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay.
But I also go out and I put the big posters up. The posters are always next door to Consume, that's the one I was looking for, yes. They're always next door to Consume and the Chinese shop. Okay. They're always over near the square on B. There's some up on A sector, so they're always there, but always on my Facebook page. And I usually put them on the Campus Soul sites as well. Okay. So people can see what's coming up. And pretty soon I will be I've got about 2 acts left to book for next year, right? And then I'll be putting the itinerary of what's coming up for next year.
Brilliant. Okay.
So, and next year there's some big changes coming as well, but I'm not going to tell you what those are at the moment. So I will put that onto my Facebook page when I'm ready.
Leave us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Just to finish off, when you were doing Two's Company, who were your favourites? Have you got any? Yeah. The interviews that you did?
Do you know what? They were all really, really good. I loved sitting there and interviewing people. I found out a lot of interesting facts about a lot of people that I didn't know. Yes. My 2 favourites had to be Wardy, who was absolutely bonkers, and he'll self-confess that himself. He was absolutely brilliant and funny, you know, with it as well. A great interviewee. And my favourite has to be my very good friend Barrington.
Barrington, yes.
He's had a very, very interesting life, and also with his entertainment. I also learned about his illness, and when he was in hospital, I didn't realise the severity of it. Yeah. So, I mean, that was all quite new to me as well. Yeah. But yeah, a very, very interesting life he's led. Good. So yeah, those were my 2 favourites.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your side of the story rather than finding out about other people.
Yeah, and it's lovely to meet you as well, and,
yes,
and lovely to hand over to you as well.
Oh,
so
thank you very much.
Good luck with what you're doing here at the TV station. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching today. That's all we've got time for this week, but we hope you can join us next time when we'll be in someone else's company. See you then.